Trading cards are nothing new, and if you happen to have any tucked away, now might be the time to dig them out.
Pokemon cards.
Pokemon cards. We're gonna get the Pokemon cards.
Pokemon has been everywhere recently, and it's real. Today, a Charizard can sell for as much as a painting that hangs in a museum. And that raises the question, why? Because at the end of the day, these are just some cardboard rectangles. They don't pay dividends, they don't put a roof over your head. So why would anyone in their right mind spend thousands, if not millions of dollars on these cards? Now, this video isn't about scarcity, supplier demand, or pull rates. It's about something deeper. Why do Pokemon cards have value? And in this video, I want to answer that very question. To answer that, we have to zoom out from art history to digital loot boxes and how Pokemon fits in. This is the new age of collecting. To understand why Pokemon cards matter, we need to go back to the original collectible, art. Take Van Gogh for example. Why is a single one of his paintings worth millions? Well, I think it comes down to three simple things. Scarcity. There's only one original. No reprints, no duplicates. Only one Starry Night exists. Authorship. It came directly from Van Gogh's hand. Every brushstroke connects you to him. And lastly, recognition. Van Gogh's work is known everywhere. Even people who've never set foot in a museum can identify almost all of his famous works. These three pillars have made art not just decorative, but social currency. For centuries, owning a famous painting was the clearest way to say that I belong to the cultural elite. But here's the twist. That model doesn't hold up like it used to. Auction sales for these paintings have flown, and younger collectors aren't chasing after them. Instead, they want collectibles that reflect them, their nostalgia, their culture. And that's where Pokemon comes in. Art isn't the only comparison. On the other side, we have something newer. Digital collectibles. If you've never heard of CSGO skins, here's the only thing you need to know. You buy a loot box, open it, and hope you hit something rare. That's it, and it works. Some skins sell for over 6 figures. Entire marketplaces exist to trade them, just like cards. And it's not just CSGO. NFTs, digital cards, and other online marketplaces all run on the same idea. Digital scarcity with real-world money. Now compare that to Pokemon. Opening a booster pack is the same gamble, but what you pull is physical. You can hold it, grade it, frame it, or ship it across the world. Trading isn't as instant as a click, but platforms like eBay and TCG Player make it seamless. That physicality matters. A Charizard has weight and presence, and I think most would agree that humans can connect with things better if they can physically touch it. So where does this leave us? Well, I think Pokemon cards sit right in the middle of these two worlds. Like art, they're physical, permanent, and recognizable across generations. Like digital collectibles, they tap into gambling, speculation, and marketplaces that never sleep. And unlike both, they're backed by the most successful media franchise ever, guaranteeing cultural recognition for decades to come. That's the hybrid model. And that's why Pokemon cards thrive and other collectibles are beginning to stall. But let's pause, because there's obvious pushback. Art is one of one. A Van Gogh exists once. A Charizard can exist thousands of times. So how could that possibly compare? Here's the counter. Remember those three pillars? Pokemon cards have all three. Every card has authorship. Real artists sign their names at the bottom. Every card has scarcity. Not one of one, but limited print runs. And every card has recognition. Pikachu and Charizard are one of the most globally recognized names in the world. But I think it would also be fair to say, these things are made by a billion-dollar company, and Pokemon could basically decide to overprint anything they want. But painters can only make a certain amount of paintings in their lifetime. But that's not an empty concern, because it's already happened. Not with Pokemon, but with sports cards. In the 80s and 90s, sports cards were the collectible. Kids and parents bought boxes, convinced they were investing in the future. And for a time, they were right. Some cards hit thousands. Then the companies got greedy. They printed and printed until scarcity evaporated. Millions of copies flooded the market. The bubble burst. By the late 90s, cards that were supposed to pay for college barely bought lunch. Pokemon watched that collapse, and I think they took note. From day one, they balanced accessibility with preservation. Yes, they often reprint cards, but they never erase the originals. A Charizard from 1999 still matters, even if newer ones exist. And that's why Pokemon hasn't suffered the same fate. Their survival depends on walking that fine line between underprinting and overprinting. And for 25 years, they've done pretty good until recent years. So let's put all of my weird ideas into one perspective. Let's look at the base set first edition Charizard. They're around 120 PSA 10s at around $300,000 each. Combining them all together, that's over $35 million. That's the price of a major modern artwork. In other words, the collective market for that Charizard, spread across 100 copies, equals a single masterpiece. And that's a perfect analogy. That Charizard is basically a painting split up into a bunch of little pieces, with each owner owning a shard of that masterpiece. And together, I think they carry more weight than a single piece of artwork. So why are Pokemon cards valuable? Because I think they live at the perfect intersection. They inherit scarcity, authorship, and recognition, the same pillars that give fine art its value. They channel the thrill and speculation of digital collectibles, but in a physical form that feels permanent. And above all, they're becoming cultural artifacts, reflections of nostalgia, identity, and a belonging that grows more powerful each year. So no, Pokemon isn't fine art, but maybe that's the point. A Charizard isn't a solitary painting in a museum. It's a painting distributed to hundreds of people, all a part of the same story. And that's why Pokemon cards aren't just cardboard. They're our generation's art form, the canvas we've chosen. This is the new age of collecting. Thank y'all for watching all the way through. I appreciate it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It kind of put together all my thoughts. I've been thinking about what makes Pokemon cards valuable. That's kind of the initial question I had when making this video. But yeah, it was super fun to make, and hopefully I can make some more cool, highly conceptual videos like this in the future. Let me know if you'd be interested in that, and I'll see you all in the next video. And subscribe.